Okay, I think are we back now?
I
Wait a
clicked
minute.
on something.
Yes, you did
Yeah.
good. Oh, I'm getting all this straightened up here.
Me, Scott. How you been?
I've been great, but
It's
it's
a long
been
time no see. It's a long time no see,
Yeah.
Scott. Not long time no see.
Yep. I haven't seen this motherfucker
forever,
in what,
way too
2
long.
years, maybe.
Oh, you haven't seen Scott in 2 years?
Maybe long. I don't know. It's been a while since I hung out around speed.
Yeah. We just seen each other today, didn't we, Scott? Hello?
Oh crap!
God.
I'm sorry. I had. I didn't think I had the YouTube channel open. I thought it was just a StreamYard, so I kept hearing two voices.
Okay,
Oh,
I must say that that avatar really, really makes you come across as a confident man. I
Confident.
always thought that.
Once again, I'm
It's like,
fooling
it's like,
somebody.
it's like he's laying back on the couch, just not carrying the world, legs spread, man spreading.
That's kind of how I spend my evenings, just watching TV.
just
I
hanging
usually
out.
I usually watch YouTube on my TV, and I just hang out. I usually have a Chiweenie dog.
Hail to the king, baby! Hail to the
Hail
king!
to the king. I need to actually get a hat like that because I kind of like them.
Did you use AI to make that?
I did. I did.
Uh, that's okay. There's no shame
That
in that. I used AI to make this. That looks cool, doesn't it?
it does. That was back in the days when I heard you could make graphics and stuff. I thought, well, I'll just kind of experiment with that, and it did a pretty good job.
I,
I use TrueType to make my avatar.
nice.
Y'all, I'm looking for. I don't see Crystal back yet.
Sometimes you have to go to the menu item that says live to see
Hmm.
the show that's actually on.
Yeah, I'm gonna send.
So
I'm gonna send it to her. And then Moondog was here too, and I guess they aren't. They got.
Well, you got 5 people watching on YouTube right now, but at
Well,
least one
Crystal
of them
wasn't
is
in that
6 people now. But one of them is me.
Okay.
I don't even know what the channel is.
I don't know. I'll send it to Crystal. She'll be. I mean, she'll find me in a minute, but I don't know. But if it wasn't for our Mr. Sparkle there, I would never have figured out how to get back. Claude's back though. Claude's back. Way to go, Claude.
Well, you're welcome. I do what I can to help, to help people around here. Just I've helped Scott. I help. Whatever. I can't finish that sentence.
Yeah. Yep.
Scott.
You're a big help just knowing you're around, man.
Yes.
Yeah, he
How's Steve
is.
doing? I haven't talked to him in a while.
He's doing fine. He's doing his best to counter anti-science. He's working on genetic stuff
Ooh.
of some degree. He's refuting stupid inanity from the likes of Jim Bob and
I love that the man is in his
Sal.
70s and he's still learning.
Yeah,
That way to go, man.
I
Woohoo.
know. I wish I had that much drive and motivation.
Well, I mean, you basically become his like co-host over the years, so you add your own flair to it.
Yes. Uh, yeah, I was seeing who else did I see back just now? I seen
Skeptic.
yeah, I seen Skeptic Philosophy made it back too.
Still no pragmatic. Where's PC? Where's PC?
I don't know. I sent her it on like messaging, so I'm not. Maybe she had to go to the bathroom or something, or feed a cat or something. But anyway, what I was talking about is like I run into the secular humanist groups a lot, and I think that they seem like they're pretty good. Like some of those places have where's the other Oasis? Like a lot of towns will have an Oasis group, or even Hey Hizzle, or even in like a Sunday Assembly group. And I think
Right.
they're probably about sort of the same thing.
Do you remember the person? He was a former charismatic preacher, and he founded. I want to say it's one of the first, but it was certainly getting a whole lot of airtime. It must have been at least 10 years ago. Um, oh, I can't remember the guy's name, but I just wonder how that particular Sunday service effort has gone over the years, and if the same guy is in charge of it. But I don't know if anybody remembers his name.
It's
He was very funny. He would come on um, Atheist Experience on occasion, and I actually went to an atheist meeting in Little Rock, and he was featured. But he was a very funny guy. He was a former pastor. Nobody comes to mind to anybody. If you're in the side chat and it rings a bell, please let me know.
You're not talking about Dave Warnock, are you?
Dave Warnock, is he the one who got?
He's got ALS. Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but no, that's not the one who I have in mind.
Okay.
I tell you what, I'm going to go silent for a second and do a little research because it's bothering me.
I understand that. Yeah. I hate when I can't remember stuff. There's PC's back and Big Bad Mama.
Big Bad Mama, welcome. I haven't seen Big Bad Mama in a while.
Oh, Miss Big Bad Mama's always around. And Missing Maud and Fandom is here in like double time. Not Phantom and Phantom. Thank you, Phantom. And Professor Hizzle, Spooky, all my favorite people. Yes. Anybody else want to come on the panel? Like Robert, do you want on the panel? Big Bad Mama, you want to come on the panel?
I would like to hear. I mean, if Big Bad Mama's up for it, I'd like to hear his take on it, on the topic.
Claude has some very good ethics. Like actually, very good ethics.
Mm-hmm. Scott, is your keyboard on your mic?
Yes, it is. It always is.
Scott stays in trouble all the time over typing. Like today, he got so much.
I'm going to get a Bluetooth keyboard and just separate it totally from my desktop and just see if I can cut down on the.
There's some kind of thing. I know somebody knows what y'all can do. There's some kind of thing. Is it a different mic or some kind of like filter you can put on there that filters out your typing sounds? I'm sure they can tell you.
Jerry DeWitt.
Yeah, Jerry DeWitt is a former evangelical pastor from DeRidder, Louisiana. Do I have my microphone?
That's good.
Preached in the Bible Belt for over 25 years. Let's see. So let me do a deeper dive. Yeah, he wrote a book, but I don't know if he's still doing secular churches or whatever.
But Miss and Maud, you have met secular humanists because, like, I actually, like right now, I put my membership in fire, but I'm a secular humanist. So you have met one before. We just, like most people don't care. Like a lot of times in the debate, I don't know. I'm sure that everybody's noticed this too. A lot of times in debate with religious people, they tend to twist up secular humanism and like the atheist, the godless governments of um, like Stalin and stuff. Like I've noticed that Andrew Wilson will say that those groups were secular humanists, and no, Stalin was definitely not a secular humanist. Are we allowed to compliment the host? Yes, you are, Miss Yvonne.
Only if it's a backhanded compliment.
That's funny. It's so funny. I picked the wrong one. Let's see what I do. And Duck's here. Thank you, Duck, for coming. Yeah, we're allowed to compliment the host here. That's funny. Mandatory. It's mandatory.
You know,
And
I've visited a secular humanist group a lot when I was still living in Fort Worth and everything, but it seemed like they were mostly politically oriented. Now, there were a lot of lectures and things from different people about Bible issues and things.
yep.
From different, they would kind of draw on some of the atheist groups where people spoke counter apologetics and things like that. But yeah, it just seems like it can kind of devolve into just politics or mostly politics. And I guess I've just never been comfortable. And this just may be kind of a leftover from my religiously active days of, not wanting to get into politics or whatever, and wanted to keep it pure spiritual or pure Jesus or whatever. But not so much about it. I mean, they didn't talk about ethical issues a lot. Maybe a political issue that was ethical in nature, but not just what do you do in your life, when you encounter complicated situations where you want to do the right thing for everybody involved.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, and I think that, like it's hard to get that's what I said. There's some people have like the Oasis, like Houston, I think, has an Oasis. I don't know where else have them, and Sunday assemblies and stuff. And I think they're all sort of humanist groups. And then, of course, the Satanic Temple, which is, Aaron Ra is involved with. The Satanic Temple is actually like a humanistic group too. They have they have their own little print, like their own little stuff that they go by. But I do have some literature on this here. I didn't get everything off the refrigerator. I was running around trying to get all this stuff to organize, and I couldn't find half of it. So I was trying to get it all straightened up. Everybody in here, and it's Big Bad Mama. I don't guess Big Bad Mama's coming in. Well, I don't know what I was going to say now. I forgot what I was doing. See, I lose my mind here. Go ahead, Phantom. I wanted you. Okay, Phantom, you made a comment while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead and tell us why you made that comment.
So, like secular humanism, as it's most often formulated, at least the way I hear it most often formulated, it says that the goal for moral actions is human well-being. And I think, and I know this is part of it, but I really think the goal we should be striving for is autonomy. Like people should have the autonomy, and then they get to decide what well-being for them means for them. And so, I deviate from secular humanism in that respect.
So do you not think that if you had autonomy that wouldn't be like well-being?
what I'm saying is well-being is broader than autonomy, and I think autonomy is what you need, is really all you need.
So you think autonomy covers it, but what about like, say I have autonomy, but I don't have any like access to medicine.
Then you don't have autonomy.
Or access to education, so you'll have enough background knowledge to know that you want autonomy.
What
And
what what
or,
my
or
argument is that, like, in like Maslow's hierarchy of things, autonomy is above all those. And if we prescribe what those other things are, um, I feel like that's the wrong way to do it. And just if we just say we want autonomy, uh, you'll get all those other things as as side effects, and um, and you
Can you
won't make a
define? Do you mind
mistake
taking
of.
a step back? Do you mind taking a step back and defining autonomy? Because it could be like I'm familiar with the word in like political theories, a little bit in moral philosophy, but it could be that, well, okay, if you're for example locked in a cage or something, that's autonomy, because you can still move around in the cage, or you might
It's not.
say that isn't, or you might say it's your freedom to like a positive, like it's toward like a positive freedom. I just don't know.
Um, I
Being
would
locked in
say,
a cage would not be autonomy, Duck.
yeah, I would say
In any,
the ability to freely choose is how I would define autonomy.
Okay, yeah. I mean, but yeah, okay. So I'm not trying to be like obstinate, but to me it seems like a little bit like, without defining what choice is, in the sense like it sounds good with a socially constructed sort of notion of choice, because everyone in the audience, everyone up here knows what a choice is. You can choose to get coffee, you can choose not to, whatever. Um, but but that like what is like a choice actually? It's sort of like an interpretation of a brain state or something.
Um, Maybe. I mean, choice is one of those words that's like, I don't think it, like, I don't think we really make choices, but we feel like we do. So it's kind of hard to really define what a choice is, um, and make it meaningful to me. But enacting my desires would be a choice, as or at least as close as we can come to making choices.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes sense.
I would say that, yeah, that like I'm not a big person. I'm not a person of free will. I'm I'm more of a determinist type person. So like I only think we have certain possibilities you can choose from. But like the definition I'm looking up here on there, it just says independence or freedom as of the will or one's actions. Um, so I mean, like I said, I'm not a big, or the right or condition of self government is one thing, and so that's what you was talking about on political theory, and which is like, permission to rule, which is what we kind of live under, and then, the capacity of an agent to act in accordance with objective morality rather than under the influence of desires. Now, what is that kind of answers that? Um, that is I don't know why that's in there. That's under Kantian moral philosophy.
yeah,
Okay, why is that in a definition? But
Because
yeah,
it's the way that the word is used.
it's pretty much control over your own, your own being, your own. Um,
Yeah. And so like, to me, the by saying well-being, you run the risk of prescribing what well-being is for people. And if you just say we want autonomy, then everyone can decide what well-being is for themselves. And if they have autonomy, they will get what they want for well-being.
Okay.
How about call it autonomous pursuit of well-being?
There
Sure.
you go. Oh, I was genius. God, yes. Yes. I mean, I've got to say that, like, you've got to the well-being of not just yourself too. I think that we have to like consider the well-being of those around us.
Well, sure. To me, it's the most autonomy for the most people.
Yeah.
It's not just absolute autonomy for anyone, because that would be impossible. Because if I want to take your stuff, I can't enact that without taking away autonomy from you. So
Yeah, that's sort of a limit of autonomy. But like, let's say that there's a person who's suffering, and with some issues or something, and they may it may be better for it may be like they think it was more for their well-being to not have to suffer anymore, and where maybe the family members it might be better for the well-being of the people around them.
That's so problematic because sorry, Robin, I immediately run into something where it's like, well, you're making a choice that is autonomy, like you have autonomy, but you're using that choice to take away autonomy. And so I'm so not clear on, like, can I just say, like, what the hell are you talking about?
Well, I'm just not like there's certain things I just really didn't want to like spell out. And does that make any sense? Like Dave Warnock. Okay, Dave is in. He has ALS. He has a limited amount of time to live. And he's considered having the end of life. Going to have the end of life sort of decisions or opportunities to take care of that. To end his own life. So like to him, it's been a hard time deciding when would be the appropriate time. Like, because he doesn't want to be where he's not able to do anything, but he doesn't want to do it to where he's harming his family and loved ones. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, if I were to abstract that out, it seems like there is still like autonomy isn't just some sort of like maybe supervening thing or something, but because it is like a supervening state of like the way a choice is made. Like it's also subject to other moral descriptions like utility or something else. I don't know if that's going too far out, but
yeah. I mean, like and I brought like Duck while you're here too. I brought with me the pain burn virtues too to go over in a minute. So, because the well-being is on the pain burn virtues too. But I have like the 10, which I don't have any way of giving this to y'all. Like, I don't know how to get this to where I can show it to y'all. And but it's the 10 commitments of like I don't know how to.
You could take
is
a
that from
picture of
Travis?
it, email it to
Is that-
yourself, and then
that's
put
from
it up.
Travis.
No, this is Humanists. This is the American Humanists Association. This is the 10 commitments, sort of like your 10 commandments, but your commitments of the American Humanists Association. And like I'm looking on here, and like well-being is not on here, fandom. That's one thing I was trying to.
Well, it's just the popular formulation I hear from people who say this is what secular humanism is.
Okay. Well, this is like 10 commandments of the humanist values. And one is altruism. I will help others. Let me get my magnifying glass because I can't read. God, getting old sucks, y'all. I'm going to have to get me one of those monocles to put on one side. I will help others in need without hoping for rewards. Critical thinking. There we go. That's a good one. I will practice good judgment by asking questions and thinking for myself. Empathy. I will consider other people's thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Environmentalism. I will take care of the earth and the life on it. So that covers like
but
you know,
that one. Sorry, go ahead.
go ahead, go ahead.
I would say, like, well, and so like some versions of secular humanism is not like it's a human centric philosophy, and it's not considering like other species.
Yeah, I would say that I think I don't know. I've heard that, but like that's speciesism or whatever, isn't it?
Well, I mean, it's in the name.
Yeah, I know, but like I think that secular humanism like prioritizes human experience over other experience, but it doesn't say that you necessarily should discount the experience of other animals.
That is exactly what it says, though. If I mean that's it, what schema in humanism specifically does exist, that would somehow that would elucidate or whatever, how animal suffering or how like being able to speak about like the biological sort of machinery that produces well-being is itself sort of the fundamental moral unit.
Hold on a minute. Like anybody that's out there, object. OE, I see you out there now, and I don't know what happened to Sparkle. Where'd he go? Um.
He left a few minutes ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He does that. He'll pop in, talk a while, just a little bit there, and then just disappear.
Okay.
Never know. He's like the wind.
I know. I know.
Hey, what's that thing you were showing? Does it have a title on it? We could probably find it online somewhere.
It's called the 10. I've got the 10 commitments of humanism. I can't see. I've got the wrong glasses on. But it's like just a little card they gave me that's got like different commitment line things on it. Hold on a minute. Let me see. There's OE is out there and Pete Pixie and Phyllis Sober. Hello, Phyllis Sober. Phil's here, Phantom.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, awesome. I feel so blessed, Phyllis Sober, you being here. I wish you would come on. Oh, that's awesome. But
Yeah, because I always thought that humanism's ethics were derived from like they were like the more naturalist instantiation of Comte's philosophy and ideology. And so for the philosophical component, my sort of take was that, well, like, yeah, maybe there is some philosophical benefit to rejecting this idea that, oh, there's a metaphysical ontology of beingness and we're all part of the one or the all or something like this, right? Like Plotinus or something. But more to the maybe if you double that down, you can say, well, there is a moral benefit to just saying, well, something that's alive, a being, a person, dude folks or whatever, that stuff is actually, it turns out quite useful.
mm-hmm. Where am I at? Okay, here we go.
I put a link in private chat. It's not quite the same thing.
Yeah, I've got the humanist page opened up. I'm just got to share my screen, I guess. Okay, let me do it again. I've got a whole bunch of them open. Now, can y'all see that?
Yeah, I see it there.
That looks like YouTube.
It's YouTube Premium. Robin's got the good stuff.
Yes, I don't know how to close all that though. Where's that? I should be able to close that. But this is that. This ain't the page.
She's advertising for other live streams.
What about this? What about this right here? Can you see this now? This is the page, the website.
No, it's still showing YouTube.
No, you probably need to.
Yeah, I did the wrong one. Now what have I done?
I can share it. I've got it up.
I hate like stuff like this. Are you a
Yeah, I'm gonna take
humanist?
off. Have a good night, Robin.
Night,
Good to see you streaming.
yeah, I love you. Okay, now can you see this? Are you a humanist? Huh? Is
No, I
that
don't.
one?
Oh, wait a minute. Now I do. I don't. I only see part of it.
Yeah. Let's see. It's like too big. Um.
It might get bigger if you got rid of uh, Claude's comment.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I don't know. See, I can't see the screen. Like, I don't know. I don't like
Be able
doing
to click down on the bottom, share screen, and select either a Chrome tab, a window.
Did that take it off?
That took it off, but it didn't make your screen bigger. I don't know why it's so small. Are you trying to get the 10 commitments up? Is that what you're trying to get
I
up?
was trying to get this page up. Anyway, okay, so I guess just go to the humanist. I'm terrible at this, y'all. I'm terrible at this.
Okay, I'm going to give you a link to a poster, a PDF,
Yes.
and it doesn't look like that card, but it's got all sorts of colors.
Okay, that's nice.
There you go. Try that.
Oh, we're down to 2 people. Blessed be he. Well, hello.
Oh, blessed bees.
I have not seen you in a while. Not at all. Okay, so where did you send that? In the chat?
Yeah,
It's in the private chat.
private chat.
Okay, and I can't see where is the private chat?
Are you seeing the side chat in StreamYard off to the right?
Yeah.
Okay, there should be a tab.
Here you go, Robin. I got it up.
That says private chat.
If you want to just
Oh.
share my screen.
Oh, look at you. Thank you. Hazel, if Hazel's out there, you need to help me. Okay. So this is
We need Hizzle for shizzle.
so this is the same thing I had. It's just
Okay.
round instead of like square like mine.
Environmentalism. So that kind of it sort of focuses in on the concern for animal ethics and things, animal suffering.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, I think that it says that the life on it. So I don't think it's completely humanist. Like I think humanism likes to prioritize humans, maybe, but it definitely doesn't say that like that you don't have any kind of moral responsibility to other sentient beings.
And remember, 75 years ago, nobody would think I'm assuming this. I could be wrong, but people didn't think about animal suffering, even the humanists.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's not accurate. Maybe people like Isaac Asimov or other prominent intellectuals thought about things like that and wrote about it. I don't know. Maybe somebody else out there does, but yeah, that just was not in the zeitgeist. And now it looks like having added environmentalism to it. And although it would be nice if they had a statement about animal suffering, then maybe they've grown and matured and realized they needed to put a position out there about it.
Well, I mean, like several years, like 100 years ago, they weren't even sure that all humans actually
were human.
Like, and so you got to like I mean, there was a time when and unfortunately, we know now that it's still there's a lot of misconceptions about that a lot of during before the civil rights era and stuff, that a lot of African American women were not treated with pain medication the way that they should have been because it was believed that they didn't feel pain. the same way that we
I mean,
do?
that's still doctors in practice today are doing that.
Yes,
So.
exactly. That's what I was going. That's what I was going to say. Is yes, and there's some people who are still, um, you know, doing treating um, black women like that same way in that community, as if they have more tolerance for pain or something. It's okay. Be he no Trump crap. Okay, delete her. Somebody delete her comment. Be he, you will get banned out of here if you post crap about Trump. I'm not listening to your shit about Trump. Okay, this is my safe space away from that scumbag.
It's not very humanist of you, Robin.
I don't care. I didn't harm her in any way. Surely somebody out there is a mod. Is there nobody a mod out there?
Let's see.
Is missing
Big
mod?
BBM's out there. He's a mod, and so's PC. If either of them are still around.
Well, PC must be not be paying attention because I know she would have got he probably already be banned. Do I need to come out there and do something about her? I don't know why I don't have mods. I'm not a mod. Why are you not a mod? Okay, I don't know how to. So don't I have to go back into YouTube to do that?
Yeah. You have to do that from YouTube.
Okay, so you talk for a minute. Y'all talk for a minute. Let me go in there and do that.
I don't know.
All
Back
right.
when we were doing that discussion about autonomy, the thing that was important to me in discussing autonomy is to empower people to exercise their autonomy, not necessarily direct, how they're going to do that, but if there's a lot of things you have to know to make decisions that will affect you, and a lot of those things out there, like if you don't have an education, you may think that the only jobs out there that that are worth doing, or you'll be able to do, or working in some chicken processing plant, chasing chickens or doing whatever you do in there. But you might innately, if it's cultivated in you, be a brilliant mathematician and a brilliant problem solver, and have the potential to become an engineer. But if you come from a limited social and economic background, you may not ever even consider. You may have parents that don't even think you'd ever be able to do that kind of a big fancy job of being an engineer. You may not even know that you would want to be an engineer if you had the background knowledge to know what's possible, and know that you can handle the math and handle the thinking skills. You know what I mean? The fact that our educational system is being dismantled, I think, is intended to keep people from realizing they could have, exercise their autonomy and go in a more prosperous direction, because the one percenters need ignorant, limited people to control, so they can put them in the shit jobs, and and make them pay their taxes, so that they don't have to pay the fair share. There's a lot going on, and people need a lot of knowledge and a lot of support in order to be autonomous and be able to achieve the well-being that every human deserves.
Yeah, I would agree with all that.
Okay, so that gives you kind of a cause. There are a lot of causes out there that need support and are being starved of money and opportunity. And I can't think of a third rhetorical flourish there, but
Okay, I'm back. I'm out there. I was out there making some people some mods, so I won't have any more trouble with Behe.
Oh,
Um,
good
you
mod.
don't have to. You don't have to ban her. Just yeah. Okay, yeah, she can say "Make America Safe" all she wants. Just if she mentions Trump, time her out for a little while. Or says something negative about atheists. No, that'd be all right.
So,
She is that. I got her anyway, Miss Ma. I can't believe Miss Ma wasn't a mod on my channel. I don't understand why that,
um,
but
so,
anyway.
so the question is, should atheists be secular humanists? And so you've got up here, you've got like 10 values that we can say that's secular humanism, or those are values from secular humanism.
Mm-hmm.
What's the argument for atheists should uh, subscribe to those values?
Oh well, I didn't really plan it to be like a thought is problem, but I guess that's probably
I mean, should is an ought.
yes, yeah. But I mean, like I wasn't doing the ought is comparison, but yeah,
Ah,
I get you. Um, yeah. Um, is it better for us, like as individuals, if we focus on that type of world? Like I have trouble with like myself. Just and I can't show this as an objective fact, but I think that we have, as people who live on this planet, a moral obligation actually to um, our fellow humans. I can't, I can't show that to where that is necessarily so, but I
but
think, but I do think that we do have that. I mean, I feel like that we have a moral obligation to the other life on this planet, and I prioritize humans over, or most of them, I guess.
I
No,
think rather than there's different ways to go about the ethical growth or moral growth, whatever you want to call this. The heavy duty build your syllogism, learn a whole bunch of new vocabulary words that are only going to be used on YouTube and in corners where people shout at each other and use Philbro language, or through conversation, personal struggle, and also requiring empathy, listening to other people. You kind of learn about yourself and discover about yourself things, attitudes, commitments that you can get behind. Whether or not you can put it into some philosophical form, who cares? I mean, it's useful and it's a good thing to learn, but not everybody's going to be able to do that. But you can have conversations and discussions and get to a position about the various issues or the various categories, and that's the important thing. And that's is that if you're not going to intentionally, like through study, and of course a lot of personal reflection, come to an ethical position, you're still going to do that because you're going to bump up against other people and their ethical stances. And that's going
yes,
to cause you to think and change, hopefully, for the better. And how you do that and whether you do that is up in the air, but
yeah.
it's going to happen.
Yes, how you deal with that, with those bumping
Yeah.
up with is
And of course, that still doesn't provide an approach to deal with the is ought, which is what we're trying to answer. Should we become secular humanists? Well, if you don't have a religious affiliation or commitment, then you're going to be secular. If you don't believe in a God, and you don't want other people's beliefs about God to control your life, then you're going to take a secular approach.
mm-hmm.
So that's kind of by us being atheists or deconverted at least, then we're pretty much gonna go at it from a secular mindset. Maybe we need to separate certain attitudes that we have that come from our earlier religious upbringing, maybe. And so then, should we become humanists? And the question is, and I'm kind of assuming that that the pool of people we're talking about, the we in this one, is atheists.
Yeah, well, I think
what else is there?
I think religious people can be humanists too. I think the secular part is about the government, maybe, right?
Probably so.
Yeah, I would say so, probably. I would say I would agree with you. I would think a religious person can be a secular humanist, even if they don't like the name. They can at least abide by these 10 commitments.
Well, there is a thing called Christian humanism that I've seen out there.
Yes, I mean, to me, an American, if you live in America, you should be secular, because I believe that's what our founding fathers intended, was for us to have a secular government. You can be a Christian and still be secular as far as like our government. But I have maybe though getting together and joining us would make it to where we're more gathered up to fight against Christian nationalism. I mean, because we're being attacked right now by that is like trying to take a lot of these basic things away from us. That and what does objectives ethics say? Let me see what he says here.
He's saying hypothetical. If you want to, you overcome the is-ought gap by adding an if you want something.
Okay, so if you have a goal,
Yeah.
you have a certain goal, then your ought ought becomes easier to define if you're working towards a goal. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
You could say, if you want all atheists to be secular humanists, they should be secular humanists. Although that's not a really great formulation, but that's one way you could answer that question.
Yeah, well, like I said, not all of them are going to be. I mean, there's some atheists that I think are horrible people. Actually, I mean, there are some
Trump.
I don't know what Trump is. I'm not going to pretend and read his mind. I've always thought he was an atheist, but I don't know what he is. He thinks he's God, I think. But he sure has convinced a lot of people that he's a Christian. So all I can say is, if that's what he wants to be, that's what I'm going to count him as.
I think a lot of Christian leaders have done a lot of work to convince people that Trump is a Christian, because he's their way to achieve
power. Yeah. I mean, can you imagine setting out to try to convince people to think that God is? But what's really weird is some religious people though consider him anointed by God, and then there's people like the Freak who actually think that he is the Antichrist. So he's on both sides.
Yeah, and any politician is going to be placed on some side of a spectrum like that, because that's just the nature of people, is to try to either glorify or vilify, whatever the word is, people. Vilify. That's what I'm trying to say. Vilify people.
Yes.
We have one of our greatest flaws, at least in this country, is binary. In other words, we think you're either good or bad. Mm-hmm. You're either the Antichrist or the Messiah, or you're beautiful or you're ugly. Just there's very little spectrum in between.
We're highly
Look at.
polarized.
So what?
We're highly polarized.
Polarized.
It's not-
Okay, yeah. And there's
It's
lack
not-
of nuance as well, probably because of the destruction of the education system and the lack of appreciation for it. That there are many points of view out there, and the more you learn, the more material you have to make good decisions and formulate good ideas from. People say that's shit. Well, then our country's suffering because of it.
I'm not sure that we've ever been particularly nuanced for out groups. Like, I don't know. That doesn't ring true for me.
Well, it's not been the dominant feature, but there was some sort of progress made. I mean, look at all the people that deconverted and in the 21st century. That's not because no progress has been made. Plus, we've had technology that brings people together, puts ideas out there faster, and that's both helped and hurt. So yeah, you're right. It's a struggle. It's hard to see progress, and you have to kind of look for it. If you're not looking for it, then you're not going to find it.
Yeah, there like progress, and we're talking about ideals that have been around with humanity for thousands of years now, and moving away from them is not going to be a quick and painless thing. Like, it's just not. Do have a group. They gave me a thing too of like secular elected officials, and I'm not sure who any of these people are, but I do know that in Congress right now, in the House of Representatives of the United States, we have a what they call a free thought caucus, which is not necessarily they're not atheists either. Like Jamie Raskin is on there, and he's Jewish, and there's just different ones, but they are like part of the free thought caucus. So and I think there's like more. There's like 32 of them maybe now. Maybe am I right? Emmett made out like a video on them about how many there were, and of course it's growing all the time. So that's great, because I feel like that those are the people that really are going to, people who value science and expertise and to inform us of where we're going, and not ancient texts and superstition. So.
Sure.
But I don't know. I'm not like I think that a lot of times it costs a lot of money to join stuff like that, and if you're not in a place where you live in a big city, but then again, their support is what kind of keeps those things going.
To join stuff like what?
Like the humanist group, like it has a membership thing, to belong and stuff like that. And if you're not somebody who's like in a big city where you're going to benefit from, the meetings or the organizations and the things like that, then, I mean, other than that, you're sort of just supporting them. And
there could always be. Do the humanists do a streaming thing where even as a small groups or individual groups, you could have like humanists online of Hoboken, and people could quote unquote subscribe to that, and you could set the fee as just like a Patreon, and it could be a very small membership. It could or pay as pay of what you can when you can, kind of thing. We really don't have to worry about where it is, only that there is internet access, and that the people involved have access to computer equipment, which isn't always true because if you don't have enough money to buy a computer and an internet service, you're not going to be able to participate in that kind of humanism either. So, yeah, it sucks that our society is so economically divided, and that there's such a difference between the upper incomes and the much lower incomes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so locally there's it's not a humanist, it's kind of like the ACA, but it's for Tulsa, and they call it the ACT. It's the American community, or the atheist community of Tulsa. But and they do have a membership, but it's only like $30 a year, so it's not like
Mm-hmm.
particularly expensive. It's about the minimum you could do, and um I'm sure there's other groups like that around
Well,
the
if we
country.
ever join any humanist groups, we need to push the idea of setting up some sort of foundation to provide "quote unquote" scholarships for people who can't afford the fees to join.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be a good idea. Yes. Um. And like I'm a member of Black Non-Believers, which is sort of they're all humanists too. Um. But they just focus mostly on the allies and the black community. But they give out scholarships and stuff. So that's they get a lot of my um, money, my like sponsorship money goes tends to go there before anywhere else. But um, I don't know. I've been thinking about it because I feel like that I could there's good things that come out of like organizing because I think that's what Christianity and it like I think that's what religion does best. That's why they have so much, that's why they're so powerful. Such a like a such they can remain such a strong force in society because they provide support and provide community for people. And I feel like that sometimes we just are so happy to be away from church and stuff like that that we kind of tend to neglect our community, like our sense of community with ourselves.
Yeah, religions, they provide a quick and well, I'm going to say quick and easy, but not necessarily that it's easy, but a quick and easy way to feel decent and involved. Um,
Yeah,
because you can always be, if you can somehow be on the good, the good graces of that church there, well, then you can tell people, hey, I'm a member of so and so Catholic church, or I'm a regular, practicing Catholic. I go every every all the holy days and the holidays, which I guess is the same thing. But when you're a humanist, you may be committed and you may be doing your best to support your local humanist group and your national, but you're still just a damned humanist.
and actually, humanism used to not be necessarily the same thing that we see it as now. Like it has sort of a weird history that terminology does. That goes back to some very controversial ideals at one time. Before it was like this kind of group, like the humanist group or whatever. There was a time when it was just like a school of thought, I think. Um, I'm not sure how far. I know it goes back like in the early, like wasn't she a humanist?
Margaret Singer?
Yes.
I will ask the great wise Google.
I mean, I don't necessarily think. I don't know if she was a secular humanist or whatever, but it wasn't. She wasn't like a member of the humanism, like of America.
So, objective ethics says humanism goes back to the Enlightenment, And I would agree. I mean, but the humanism of today, I don't think is exactly the same as the
Yeah.
humanism from the Enlightenment.
Well, Margaret Sanger in 1957 was named Humanist of the Year. Her worldview was often described as a form of humanist progressivism.
Oh, so should we secular humanists or humanist progressives?
Well, the AHA named her Humanist of the Year, so at least they considered her enough to be, given a prize or a honorific. But she advocated for what she viewed as basic human rights, including a woman's right to control her own body and the belief that every child should be wanted and loved. But, she was also controversial.
Yeah, I think she was a little bit racist, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or a lot.
That's my impression of what people thought of her.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to it's hard to parse out what we've been taught, incorrectly. But I do think that she had some kind of archaic thinking but she still thought that women should be controlling their bodies. But she did start Planned Parenthood too.
Yeah. Did she write a book, or was one of her sayings, "No gods, no masters"?
Probably. She was very anti-theist.
Yeah. I think, whoever Dan Barker's wife is and co-president of the Freedom from Religion Foundation, I think whoever founded the FFRA actually used that as like a title of a book or something. So she was very
Gail Jordan. Was it Gail Jordan? I don't know. Is that Gail Jordan? No.
Today.
Lori.
Lori something Gaylor or
Yeah. Lori Gaylord. Yeah. Yes. Lori Gaylord or Gaylord or whatever. Is that his wife? I didn't even know that was his wife.
Yeah, Dan Barker. Yeah.
I've met Dan Barker. He has they have the Godless Gospel group that has Mandisa and Cynthia McDonald, and there's like 5 of them or 6 of them, and Dan plays the piano for them. And oh my gosh, it is so good.
Yeah, he's very talented.
Yes, Dan is very talented. Like he's very small, man. Though, like I got a picture with him, a picture made with him.
Yeah, I saw him like real soon after I became an atheist. He was at a college in the mid cities, and so I went there, and it was a really good talk. And I don't think I spoke with him, but I sat real close to him while he was, before he actually got up on the stage.
Yeah, he's a really nice man.
We still haven't answered the question, should atheists be secular humanists? And so can I turn the conversation to the point of, we've kind of figured they're going to have to be secular, but by humanists, what else could they be if they're not going to be religious or, theistic?
You can turn the conversation any way you want to.
Okay. That's my question, because that would get us to the answer. What would happen if you lost your faith in God, but didn't consider humanity? I guess you could go and live in a shack somewhere or a trailer, and just close yourself off from the world.
I mean, you could be an antinatalist. I wouldn't think that's humanist.
Like no more children.
Yeah.
Well, of course, you could argue that you could be an antinatalist, and that's the best thing for humanity, and therefore you're putting humanity first. So it just depends on what kind of premises you come in, bring into this to consider.
Well, I mean, if you want to make the argument that like you can just reframe anything into humanism, then sure, you can do that.
Well,
yeah,
I think that humanity is our big priority. So if you have 20 billion people on Earth trying to share resources. Of course, I have to admit, I don't know the full statement, the full explained narrative of what it means to be an antinatalist. To me, that's just somebody who thinks that we shouldn't have any more human children born because our population's too large and the resources are too taxed.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I think that there's like different definitions of that too, and like OE is saying in there, humanism may carry the label of veganism. See, I like, what I mean, like I don't,
Right.
yeah, like I mean, I see veganism as sort of a moral virtue, but I still am not convinced yet that it's a moral duty. I may become convinced of that someday, but and then I tend to, and if there's any vegans, I'm sorry, but if I don't know that you're vegan, then I'm not talking about you probably. But there tends to be a lot of them that for some reason they really get preachy about
Yeah.
it. Yeah, and I don't really particularly enjoy that. But
Well, maybe that's the alternative to humanism, is to become vegan because you're going to advocate for animals and
like,
righteous eating, righteous consumption, or something.
I mean, like but like they want to get rid of like milking and stuff like that. Okay, like all the cows that are on the planet that we have now, they would like. There's no reason for them to be here
Right.
if we're not milking them and we're not eating them for food and stuff. So, like, what do we do? And some of them actually want to like. There's some of them that have actually want to get rid of predators.
Get rid of who?
The predators, like to speak. Not all of them. I mean, that's like there's just like how people just. But there are some of them I've heard that are like they want to get rid of predators.
We've done that before, and it did not work out well for the prey.
Yeah. I mean, like they want to get rid of like tigers and lions and things like that and predators. And like, so those animals don't have a right to live. I mean, like it's like, I don't know. You can just get so far off in the weeds.
Yeah, you can't just decide you're going to eliminate entire species of animals.
Yeah.
Because
we're already doing that fast enough anyway.
We have herbivores. Is that the whole argument?
I guess I'm not. I'm just like I've heard them. I've heard sometimes they call in to certain call-in shows and they're really like they really don't want to take no for an answer about it. And but then there are some people like Aunt Jer is a vegan. She does not preach at people about being vegan, so like that's great.
Yeah.
But I don't want I still am not convinced that I have a moral duty. I do think that we have a moral duty to like not to ethically source animals for food. Like I believe there's a difference of like ethically sourcing them. I don't think we should allow just like animals to be caught, like slaughtered in mass suffering ways and things like that.
Right.
And we've come a long way on that because as someone who hauled hogs and cattle into kill plants, I can tell you that there's a whole lot of ethical. There was before. Now with Trump and somebody like that over the FDA, I don't know what it's like now, but we weren't even allowed to yell at the pigs. Like we weren't allowed to do that. And every plant, me as fan of every plant, but plants are not sentient beings, or we have no reason to think they are.
Well, there are animals that aren't sentient either.
Like, well, I mean, not many. I mean, like some, but like I'd say cows and like pigs are sentient.
Yeah, I wasn't saying I was saying there's animals like sponges aren't sentient.
True. But do they have the ability to suffer though, like a sponge? That's what I mean.
I don't think they have a nervous system. So
yeah,
probably not.
So like I feel like that the concern, the ethical concern, is more about their ability to suffer than anything
Sure.
else. Yeah, you are
Well,
exactly
but
correct. Thank you,
but
objective. Veganism improves the big picture of the balance. Let me read this. I can't. And
um
once I put them up on stage, I can't read them. Like it's not big enough for some reason. I don't know.
let's see, what was it? Oh, insects, like, they don't suffer. Like, if an insect loses a limb, they don't recognize that they don't seem to recognize that they've lost a limb. So we have reasons to think that at least some insects don't suffer in any way that we can recognize.
If y'all heard me cough, I do apologize.
Oh, it's fine. I
You're
was reading
forgiven.
what Pixie's saying something here. Pixie's.
She's talking about plants recognizing people and communicate with each other. I don't know about that. Maybe that's possible.
This doesn't provide specifics or help, but maybe it is a good idea to move gently through the world so that we cause no
Yes.
unnecessary suffering to things
It
that suffer that we don't know suffer.
it sounds to me like maybe we're landing on atheists should be Janes.
No, no. James. No, but like I agree with I agree with you. Like there's no reason to cause unnecessary suffering. Like, if we can do something in a way that reduces the amount of suffering, even if it is maybe a little more expensive or takes a little more time, then I think that we ought to do that. I mean, I think we ought to take the time to do that. I think that's just, being, and so, yeah, I like that, Scott, moving through the world more gently. I like that. That's good advice.
And they're, maybe look at the Janes and what they say and do. Maybe I ought to pick up some literature about the Janes, and do they have anything to contribute to the way I live and move in the world? You don't have to become a Jane, but maybe the Janes can inform, enlighten, and at least give ideas,
Sure.
interesting thoughts to us to consider. And I think this issue of suffering is probably one of the best ways to shed light on this. Should we become secular humanists? Do you want to do something about the suffering in this world?
Yeah, do we have to be secular humanists to do that? To me, this seems like the main benefit out of secular humanism would be just to create a block of people who might be able to have some power, like over policies or
Or you could take power over policies by organizing and becoming politically active, maybe even a political pain in the ass.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like we would have like a group of like-minded voters, sort of like the Christian, the pro-life movement or something, or whatever I don't usually call them that, but how they're motivated to vote for, and so the benefit I see out of this is it would just give us more of like a power as a group to be able to influence some of the decisions maybe that our government is making, because they're sure not listening to us.
Yeah. So, I guess that's my answer to the question of your title is, do you want to do something about the human suffering in this world, as well as all the other kinds of suffering? And if the answer is no, then there's no point in having a discussion. If the answer is yes, then are you going to become a Christian? Are you going to become a Muslim? No, I'm an atheist. Well, then are you going to become a humanist? Because we're talking about doing something about human suffering. And if they have some other system they could become part of that would do as well or better as humanism, fine. If not, then get off your ass and become a humanist and then go do something about human suffering. Or conversely, do something about human well being, do something to make things better for people. And then don't forget about the wonderful animals out there either. Why are we, uh, are there ways to make their existence um, more flourishing as well without creating an environmental disaster?
Yeah, like just I just can't imagine the just the terror that animals go through, especially like in the wild and stuff. And um, because we actually kind of and kind of understand why we're here, going through that. You know what I mean? Like we have this ability to self reflect on our situation, and I'm not sure how much animals have of that, and so it must just be. I've like this is one of the reasons why I left religion was when I started like looking through all this stuff. It's just like what kind of what kind of God allows all this suffering to just go on, and makes the world in this way that it is, and allows it for thousands or come to find out millions of years, um, or billions of years actually, but like just necessarily in the hominin species, millions of years of just suffering, that we've done, and it's pretty easy to just to me to figure out that no, this was kind of not the way it was. There wasn't nobody playing it this way. We just kind of, but it's still pretty special to be alive, and I think that we need to make it a little better for some other people though, in other parts of the world. I mean,
Yeah, why not make it special for other people to be alive if they don't feel that way?
yeah,
Or
yeah,
if they don't know there's a better way to perceive and feel.
yeah. And we definitely need to do something about like the leader of like United States is and I'm gonna turn this into political for a minute because United States is like the most powerful country in the nation. The richest. In the world. We're one of the richest countries in the world. We've got the most access to the most people and resources and just the ability to do stuff, do good on the planet. And this with our latest election of this presidency, we have so shirked our responsibility to anybody in the world. We cut off U.S. aid, and like 600,000 people died, like within a month of that. It's just like horrible, and we've got to do better as a country, and I think we do. I think we have a moral responsibility to do it and stop bombing kids and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I want to live in a world where it becomes considered treasonous to think that we shouldn't kill the children of um,
Ah,
other
yeah.
countries or pay some other country or give them weapons so that they can kill the children of other countries.
I wish I could read out comments. I can't read them all.
Pixie's posing some very hard hitting
Pixie.
questions.
Yeah, Pixie should be up here, so I don't have to try to read all this stuff.
Yeah, that question about domesticating animals at first, I know for the people who did the domesticating, it probably seemed like a great idea. And they, not knowing the consequences because, at that point in our prehistory, it was just a fight for survival. And that seemed like the best way to survive. Although agriculture did lead to more disease and probably more suffering than among the hunter gatherers.
Yeah, but I think that domestication of livestock was probably very important for our
Right.
like our survival and our thrive, our ability to thrive because of the um, just the source of food that it provides and protein like high protein diet, like milk and stuff, all that kind of things. And so I think that, yeah, I think it does provide like a benefit. We may think we don't need. I'm kind of in an ideal that like our big brains kind of like evolved through the help of high protein meats and things, and so I'm just afraid my brain will shrink if I quit eating meat, I guess.
Well, I don't think that's a problem. It's your brain has stopped growing.
You're kidding? No. Yeah, I'm pretty sure mine stopped doing a whole lot of stuff right now, but
No, I mean, yeah, your brain stops developing in your early 20s.
yeah. Actually, that's not necessarily true. Um, like I don't think that your brain ever quits.
You always have you always retain some amount of neuroplasticity,
Hmm.
but as far as like growing, it's stopped growing, I believe.
Okay. Yeah.
Like you're not getting new neurons.
Yes. Yeah.
And so
I'm definitely not getting new neurons. That's definitely. But I have learned a lot since I was 50 years old because that's when I became atheist, and so I've learned a lot, a whole lot of stuff that I didn't know. So somewhere I'm putting it somewhere. I've
they are
traded off,
making nukes, Robin Webster.
huh?
Blessed be Pete B. He says they're making nukes. I don't know what that was in response to.
Yeah, you're. They're making nukes. Yes, your man is like your man is. No, Iran was not making nukes. See, that's what
What?
Behe's like.
Who's talking about Iran?
She is, I'm sure, um, because she's like a right wing, like you know, she shovels that crap in constantly and believes anything that Trump says. And no, they're not making nukes. No, they're not. It's a troll. Yes, Mrs. Maud, she's a troll. Yes, she is. Uh, like I would just be more. I would be way more excited to see Jill in my comments than me. But, yeah. Sorry, B.
Robin, I have to take my little dog for his final walk before we go to bed
Yeah.
because otherwise he'll keep me up all night trying to get out.
Thank you, Scott, for coming on. And I don't know what yet. I haven't decided what I'm gonna put like a poll up on my post or something and try to figure out because I don't know what I want to stream about, what kind of show I want to have, but I want to have one at least once a week, and I don't know. So, like, I may put a poll up and see what everybody's interested in doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just brainstorm whatever ideas. Try something new. If it flops, it flops. No big deal. And just keep putting something out there. And
All right. Thank y'all for coming. Appreciate it. And it's all that you. And Phantom, thank you very much for coming in here and helping me get all this stuff straight.
we'll see y'all later.
Bye.
See you, Scott.
And BS, thank you, everybody. Thank y'all for coming. I can't believe this many people showed up. I'm so excited. But I'm gonna put up a post and try to figure out when we could have a show to where I'm not in like I don't want to infringe on everybody else's shows that they've already got going on, and so I want to do that. And I love y'all. Thank y'all. Bye.